Hello, everybody, and welcome to another Sakai coding video. I'm going to do some live coding. Well, actually, more live testing. So I'll check the chat every once in a while. Probably need to go get something to drink because my throat is going to get a little tired. So here's where we're at. Oh wait, is it working? Transition. Yeah, there you go, Chuck. Had the wrong OBS set up. I get used to this. I'm coming to you from my lake house, and so it's a different studio setup, and I'm just trying to use OBS, and so let's see how that goes. So I'm working on Sakai, of course, and one of the things I'm doing this summer that's really kind of cool is we have a code freeze in October, and I am in pretty good shape in terms of like the code I gotta fix. I got a few bugs and improvements. I've enabled some new features that I want to get ready before Sakai 25, and we're building them and testing them and building them and testing them. But it's a great time 2 months before code freeze to go right ahead and do some cleanup that maybe you've always wanted to do. And so that's what this is cleaning up a bit of code that I've always wanted to do. I'm going to go get something to drink. I'll be right back. Don't be nervous. And now I'm back because the drinks are right outside the door. Just get myself some iced tea to keep my throat from getting too dry. Yeah. Okay, Batul. So I'll check the chat once in a while, but right now I'm just going to kind of code as if no one was watching. So the Sakai has its places where it pops up. Places where you can pick LTI tools, and some of these tools are searchable because they're like a store, and some of them are single tools. This is what I want the UI to look like. It's great once to update the JIRA once the code's kind of working, because I'm not going to build this code. I'm going to be testing it. And so it's a tighter, simpler, and there was different kinds of UIs across Sakai, and I built them all into the same UI. So what I've started out with is I have started out with a brand new database, because what I'm about to kind of submit this for review and in Sakai. I think it's currently a pull request that I got. Maybe I have it marked as draft. And so people have been looking at it as I've been working on it. Here's Sakai, here's pull requests. Let's see where I'm at. Here we are. Yeah, I think I marked this. I marked it as draft, and now it's all been compiled and working. And so I told people to start reviewing it, because then I'm going to want to merge it. But before I merge it into the master of Sakai, I want to have run my own test, because part of everything we do has a test plan, and this is a pretty aggressive test plan. LTI 1.3 tools, LTI 1.1 tools, regular tools, non-store tools, all the message types, check to see whether the tools show up in the right places with various combinations. That's not the, make sure the edit features. So I got a whole bunch of things to test, and I just want to kind of go through and test, but there's so many things that this could have affected. So let's go ahead and do some basic stuff here, because I just reset my database. So I'm going to make an account. This one's going to be my teacher. So I'll make a teacher account. What did I do wrong? Oh, I got to type my password twice. On all my dev systems, I use really short passwords. Okay, Mr. Tutorial, there you go, there you go, there you go. So I have a teacher account. Now I'm going to log out, and I'm going to make some student accounts. I'm going to call Nancy Drew 1 So I got one student. Let's log out and make another student. That'll get us enough to get started. We may make a few more at some point. Okay. Thank you for the tutorial. Okay, so let's log out and let's install some tools. Now, I touched the code for the tool installation, and so I'm going to, this is admin, admin. And so I got to go to administration workspace. I've made this better in the latest version of Sakai, just a thing I wanted to be pretty when it comes out of the box. External tools. So I have running on my local host a bunch of Sugi tools, and so I'm going to make some keys here, and I'm going to just use 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in secret for the LTI 1.1 request, but I am going to create an LTI 1.3. Okay, so let's actually I'm just going to add a key. Insert tenant. So this is going to be LTI 1.3 trophy tool. Well, no, this is going to be test Sakai LTI 1.3 store. Now most of this, I don't need anything here. It's going to be all automatically put together. Make the user ID be 0. Oh, only thing that matters, I could improve this. This is my code too. So the thing that matters is the issuer URL, localhost 8080, because that's where it has to, believe that it's coming back. So we're going to make this LTI 1.3 store issuer URL. You'll see in a second that this is done in a way that's automated, and there's a whole bunch of crap that you can manually set here. And so now we have this test LTI 1.3 store, and then you say, how do you do this? And I got to set the one-time lock code. I always forget that. Where's the registration lock code? 42. Then save that. That is a mistake. Dang it. I want to delete this one. That's just Sugi. I got to figure that out. Okay, let's make another one. Insert tenant. LTI 1.3 store. Where is the secret? Where is the deployment ID? Issuer URL. What? Save. Edit. Why does not it let me update? Consumer key or deployment ID are required. Well, I'll start out. This is going to get overwritten anyways. I'll make the deployment ID be 1. It's going to be it overwritten in the... Okay, so now this is ready to go, and I can go in here and I can say, give me the dynamic registration URL. I name that. Let's change its name a little bit. Oh, LTI 1.3. Okay, we're good. LTI dynamic registration. LTI 1.3 tool. Dynamic registration. Use dynamic registration. Paste in that big long URL, and now a whole bunch of data is going back and forth. This is one of the coolest features of the LTI dynamic registration, continue registration in the, we'll fix that later. Okay, so this is LTI 1.3 store. And I think everything else, there is no secret. That's a browser that does that to me. Selected from lessons, selected from one of the, I'm just gonna uncheck that one because it's really, it could. Well, I guess I should test that. Yeah, that's Python for everybody. So it can send us one of those things and then we save it. Okay, so now let's go back here and exit and look at the tools that are available. So here's some tools. Let's find a tool that I like. I like the trophy tool. Trophy tool. So the tool URLs for this tool are you want to do an LTI 1.1 launch, it goes to trophy and requires a key and a secret. So I'm going to add that. Install LTI 1.1 tool. No. We can put it in site navigation because it's got a resource link launch. I'm going to clean up the words in this UI in an upcoming Jira. Okay, so there's LTI 1.1 trophy. That's a single tool. And then let's add LTI 1.1 store. For deep linking, we've already did a 1.3 stores through the dynamic registration. LTI 1.1 store. LTI store. Launch URL. Key is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Secret is secret. This one, we're going to send a content item launch. And we're going to put this in lessons, rich text editor, and assignment types. Can do that as well. Okay, so the only thing I have left is to do an LTI 1.3 tool only. We'll just go with these for a while. So now I have built these things. So let's log out and log in as my teacher. So we just tested a bunch of stuff. I mean, that seemed boring, but we were testing a bunch of stuff. And so now let's make ourselves another worksite. Let's name it SAC 49560. Okay, that's what we're testing. Continue. Okay, so it's always good to do assignments. We're going to be wanting to test assignments. There's a lot we can use in assignments for testing. Not that guy, but this is the site. We said show up in site navigation. That means it can say LTI 1.1 trophy. Lessons. Gradebook is always good because then we can check to see if the grades are coming back. That's enough. We're going to so we can get our students to. Okay. So now we have SAC 49560 as a new site. Let's go to site info and let's add participants. nd1@p.com. Oops. nd2@p.com. nd3@p.com. Maybe I didn't do ND3. We'll see. We'll start with 2. I'm going to make him be in an access role. Don't send an email because my computer doesn't have to do it. And we're going to get them logged in. So now if I, now if I do a private browser and I go to Sakai and I log in as ND1, Nancy Drew 1, you see that I am pre-enrolled in this course, and there's not much there. No assignments, no lessons, no nothing. It's okay. So let's go into lessons. Let's do the first thing that is new. So what's new here is that add learning app. There used to be an add external tool in pre-Sakai 25. Now this has been collapsed. Add learning app is supposed to pop up. Yes. And so there's the things we added. We got little searchy icons, but let's just add LTI 1.1 trophy, which should just kind of go click, click, boom. And then that should launch sitting here in an iframe. And that's cool. And so now if we go to, that was good. We installed a thing. We went through the new code. I mean, I guess I'm nervous. Okay, so now we can click on this again. And here is, Nancy Drew. I mean, yeah, that's working. It's a good test. I'm just stressing. Okay, so let's do another kind of a thing. Let's add a learning app, but this time let's add a content item flow. Let's add the breakout game. Boom. And there's breakout. Let's launch it. Breakout's running. That's good. So that means we've added an LTI 1.1 app from an app store. Let's go to an LTI 1.3 app store. And let's call this the document annotator, LTI 1.3. And that's working. And let's go become the student and just see what the student sees in this document annotator. Welcome, Nancy Drew. Please edit your submission. So she could. Hi there. So now the teacher goes to document annotator and checks to see the student data. Nancy Drew's got a submission. We can actually look at Nancy Drew's submission. I think we do and annotate it. Nice. This is not Sakai. This is just an LTI tool that I built just for fun. Okay, so the teacher's annotating, so we're pretty good. back to lessons. Okay, so that's nice. So let's add, is it a text block? Let's see what we do when we add a text block. There we go. Okay, so this is some rich text stuff. And then we're going to go to the shopping cart. So another bit of code that got a lot of change is the shopping cart code. And so this now looks exactly the same. In the old days, if we go back to the JIRA, it looked more like this. I don't like this text. I didn't like the fact that there were two of them. I didn't like the fact that there were LI dots. Now it's simple. And so we should be able to place an LTI 1 trophy, and it'll be the flow exactly the same. So the key thing is now that lessons, assignments in the rich text editor use the same basic mechanism. And then let's just go crazy and just see how bad we can break it. Let's go into the LTI 1.1 store and add the breakout tool, breakout RTE 1.1, right? Oh, no, submit. Okay, now let's do another one. And do a LTI 1.3 and do honor code RTE LTI 1.1. Let's place that one. And now let's just save it and see what happens. Okay, so is that working? Come on, be a trophy. Yep, that's what trophy's supposed. It doesn't look, that looks broken, but no, that's just what trophy does if you're a teacher. Breakout from the rich text editor, looking good. Let's see if honor code works from the rich text editor. Oh yeah. Now wait a sec, why isn't it that? But that looks like an honor code bug. I gotta figure out why it's not showing me the ability to edit the honor code thing. But there we go. So we placed them in the rich text editor as well. So that's part of the test, right? Let's go back and look at the test plan. We're doing pretty good. Store and non-store placements, all the message types, do they show up in the right places? So far we're seeing that. I just told them, had them show up all the places. We can check that in a second. Edit tool feature. Oh, that's this one. Let's go to breakout and edit it. Change external tool. Okay, this was the breakout tool, and now let's make it be the trophy tool. And so now that's the trophy tool. Did that work? And it is the trophy tool. Okay, that was one of the things I had to test. And I was a little nervous. You can probably tell I was a little nervous there. Edit feature for an LTI in lessons. Lessons, more tool, external tool import feature. Ooh, that's a typo. We did do dynamic registration. Okay, I hope this is right. So this is one of the cooler things about Sakai and LTI is when a tool supports external common cartridge import. It can go, let's just, because this is special because it's in this Python for everybody, so it actually has content in addition to just store hosted tools. Let's go this way. So this is quite a different kind of thing. We're just going to select one set of modules. This is like a common cartridge. And so this website exports. Let me get over here. This website basically, I built this website, so it's capable of giving all of this structure and handing it in a cartridge to an LMS. So let's just import the Y program stuff. Okay, so we'll import it, and then content goes back, and a zip file gets sent back between these two systems, and then hopefully Lessons will import it and make it available to us. Now, I didn't change this code, but I don't want it to have regressed. So that's a good sign. Having it not blow up. And that's our imported content. Y program. Here's a video. Hey, looks like it came in right. Check to see if the autograder write hello world came in right. Doobie-doobie-doo. It looks like it's working. So that's a good sign. I put it in the test plan. I was just nervous that maybe it would break, but there we go. It didn't break, so I'm feeling better that it didn't break. Okay, let's go back to the test plan. Make sure the edit tool feature, that did work. I did. Oops, am I editing this? Okay. I'll do this last one in a second. Assignments, editor, lessons, and site manage. Okay. So what I am going to do is I'm going to switch into the private browsing window and log out Nancy Drew and log in admin over here and go in administration workspace. Okay. So if we go in and we look in lessons and we add content and import learning app, we see three things: LTI 1.1 trophy. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go over in the admin and make it so LTI 1.1 trophy is not set to show up in lessons. So let's take it out. LTI 1.1 trophy, edit, say no lessons for you. Save. Now, this doesn't break it to work in lessons. It just suppresses its appearance here. So now I believe that I can cancel out of this. And it still actually will work because it's been placed. It's just not going to appear in the choices. And look at that. It's gone. Okay, so now let's go into the rich text editor and edit this. And so let's put in a new one. Oops, put in a new one. And then choose something, and you'll see that all three of them. So let's take LTI 1.3 store out of that one. So let's go over here. And let's go to LTI 1.3 store and edit it. And tell it to not go in the rich text editor. Boop. Now let's go back to the rich text editor and close this modal. And let's insert again. LTI 1.3 is not there. Not so hard to test. I should not get too confident here. Oh, did I even do assignments? I didn't even do assignments. Okay, well, let's go do assignments. Did I do assignments? Yeah, I didn't even test. Okay, so let's make a new assignment. Let's make this fun. It's an LTI assignment. So we got to pick our tool. And look, it looks exactly the same way as the other. And that's part of this JIRA. That's the JIRAs. Create a unified learning UI. It look different. Now, not only do they look clean and simple, but they also are the same no matter where you're launching. Again, I like consistency. I like elegance. Okay, so let's go to an LTI 1.3 store and let's grab the sticky grader. Hello, sticky grader, are you there? Sticky grader. Let's install it. This is a 1.3 store, so we want to remember that for our own self. Sure, we'll call it sticky grader. fun. Allow resubmission. Unlimited resubmissions. 100 points. These assignments tools work better as LTI 1.3, so that's kind of nice. So we put that, I mean, it worked. I mean, again, I clicked so fast through the part that I should have been nervous about, but the selector, which is what I really am changing in this particular JIRA, it did its selection just fine. And so we got 2 students in our class, neither have done a submission, and this is our kind of Sakai grader, which is kind of cool. So now let's go back over to the private browsing. Oh, hang on. Well, let's take this LTI 1.3 store and edit it and take it and not allow it to be, and we'll test this in a second, not allow it to be an assignment type. Again, the allow to be assignment type is where it shows up in the picker list. Okay. We'll test that later, but now I want to log out and log in as Nancy Drew. And ND1. Oh. ND1. Go into our course. Go into our assignments. There is an assignment. Go to external tool. And we're supposed to upload a PDF. I always have something here. So the idea here is this is just a place that this is a student note. Nancy loves S197 Mustangs. So do I. That's actually my Mustang race car. So the idea here is it's just a PDF and you can stick stickies all over on this PDF. And now if the teacher rechecks their grades, that says that Nancy Drew's was ungraded. Now we're about to test the submission review launch in LTI. And so here we are. We've been deep launched. This part up here is Sakai. This part here down here is the LTI tool sitting in an iframe. We can take a look at the teacher, and we see the students' notes, and the teacher can, you know, put as many notes as they want. Me too, especially the V6. You know, so, but then you can also go back to the grading and give her a grade. Say that's a 95. Love it. So now if we go back to the list, we should see that it's graded and has a grade of 95. And I think if we release this grade, I'm not a wizard. This tool is mighty powerful for me. If we release this grade, it should end up in the grade book. Look at that. Nancy Drew got a 95 and got the comment. So I am feeling pretty darn good about my testing of this code. The only other thing is remember I was going to hide the LTI 1.1 store from assignments. And so let's go in and make another assignment. We don't actually have to finish the assignment. We just have to make it be an LTI assignment and hit this button and realize that the LTI 1.1 store wasn't there. So again, all those checkboxes, just pick where these things appear. So that's good. So then this last test, I mean, it'd be great for me to tell someone else to do this, but what we're trying to do is kind of make it so some of this stuff blows up. Okay? So how do you do that? Well, let's go in and just edit some of this junk. Let's go into the admin. Let's do some bad things and break some stuff and see what happens when we break stuff. So we're going to look at external tools. So let's just take the LTI 1.3 store and mess it up. So these are things you should never do. So don't follow my lead. But I'm going to make the launch URL be, now that's the only, okay, that will blow up when we're picking from LTI 1.3 store. And there's no way the code knows that that's a thing, right? So we're just going to blow up launches. Launches are just going to blow up horribly. Whoa. Oh, I'm sorry. Sorry is not a good. So let's go with, instead of Sugi, we'll call it Luigi. I don't know if I spelled Luigi right. So at least that's a URL. Darn safety checking that I built. Okay, so it's going to go to Luigi instead. So now, if we go over to this, and we go into lessons, and so I'm trying to see if this UI that I've built has reasonable error recovery rather than like showing the user a traceback. Now, I haven't tested this myself, and this is kind of a dev test at this point, but I guess it's better for me to test this and then fix it and make sure that the error message comes out rather than a traceback. So we're going to see what happens. So it's right here where it's about to launch. It's going to launch to a place that just does not exist, and Sugi's going to yell at us. Well, you know, fair enough. It's not a let's check the logs. Nothing bad in the logs, really. We went to a URL that didn't exist. It happens. Okay, so that's cool. And, you know, I mean, part of it is there's a flow here that if you pick one, it kind of blinks and closes everything and auto does whatever. So it kind of blows up here. But at least I can see that and know that it's probably ill-configured by the administrator. And then at least I can close that, and I can close that, and I don't see a traceback. So that's cool. Let's see whatever other diabolicalness we can do here. Okay, we can make Luigi become Sugi. Did I get that right? Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to break the security contract. And so I'm just going to break it here in this LTI 1.3 store again. And so I'm going to go, see this client ID? That on the far end unlocks. If you're to look after, where are we here? That don't matter. That don't matter. Oh, okay. Go back into the admin. Go into the admin and we look at the keys. So when we last left our hero here, this was pretty empty. But you see his client ID, so part of that dynamic registration is actually sending and receiving. I didn't go through that in slow motion, but basically the external tool has got a bunch of things like where do you get your keys from and how do you verify your PKI signatures, etc. And so one of the things is the LMS says This is the client ID I'm going to use to launch to you. And this is when you're talking back to me, use this. And when you want to do this as a key set. And so I can break Sugi. I can break the external tool by messing with these. And maybe we'll do that in a second. But I want to break Sakai. So I'm going to mess with some of this internal stuff. So this client ID, I'm going to mess it up in Sakai. So let's mess it up. Nope, got to be the administrator. Okay, so this is just a big long string. So I'm going to add Bob to the end of it. It's just not valid now. So we'll just see how badly it blows up. And I don't care, it's going to blow up because I've misconfigured it. But let's just watch what happens when I go here, because it's going to blow up. The question is, do I have a decent recovery or just a sad error? Well, there you go. And that's what this is inside the tool. So the tool is using the combination of client ID and issuer ID to look up the tenant, the contracted who was allowed to do it. And that's pretty cool. Continue. Yeah, that's Sugi doing that. I don't know about that. But the question is, can I get out of this? And the answer is I can with that X and that cancel. So that's a beautiful thing. So that works. So let's go ahead and edit that and go down and find that client ID and fix it. Hello, Bob. Okay, and let's mess up this one and make it be Luigi. That's the OIDC connection initialization endpoint that we launched the initial Java Web Token to in LTI 1.3. So we're going to break that. So now we're going to go here, add a learning app, LTI 1.3 store. This should blow up terribly. Oh, of course, not found is too easy. Yeah. It wasn't found. Did the same. It got found, not found for a different reason. It was launching to an endpoint that I just broke. But again, I have no heinous error messages coming out, and I can escape by getting out and then calling my admin and saying, hey, admin, you got something wrong. Go check your configuration. And then the admin goes like, oh, I messed it up. I went to Luigi instead of Sugi. Let me go fix it. So the admin goes and fixes their error or checks with somebody. But at least my code doesn't leave you in a weird state where you've got some kind of crap on the screen or a traceback or some Java code, whatever it is. So I think I must have fixed it now. So if we go to Add Learning App, LTI 1.3 store, money. So there you go. Yeah, I don't know if I have to do too much more in breaking stuff. It looks like the pattern is, if the tool gets lost or confused inside that iframe, I have that X that just gets you totally escape anytime, no matter how bad the tool messes up. These are LTI tools. They can get rather confused rather easily, not just with the simple things that I force them to be confused. They just get confused easily. So, I'm running out of things to test. I'm about ready to ship this. I mean, if there's a bug, fine, but I'm not horribly embarrassed. And then, how long have I been going now? I've been going for probably 45 minutes. Okay, so let's reconfigure a bit. Let's bring the chat on screen. Let's just see for a few minutes if anybody's here that wants to talk. We don't have too many viewers, but hi there. Testing is done. You can chat. You can chat if you want to. You can do the safety dance. Okay. You can chat if you want to. You can do the safety dance. Let's see. Let's do... I'll just make this bigger. I really should make another screen. Oh, wait. Let me make a... Can I duplicate this? Duplicate. Sakai coding big video. Okay, I'll just chat with you. So let me switch to that UI. Oh, come here. Hello, OBS. There we go. Now I'm talking. There's not many people here. Just to see if anybody has any questions. The people who stuck around for the live stream. See if anybody has any questions. Are you familiar with Colbury? Or is there overlap between Sakai and Colbury? No idea, George. So, okay. Well, we didn't have that many people. These things don't have that many people. So I think that I will say cheers, everybody, and shut down the stream. And until next time, bye, all.